Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
A former WWE star has heaped praise on Triple H amidst her rumored return to the Stamford-based promotion. The star is former Women's World Champion Saraya, who left the global juggernaut in 2022. Since Triple H took over as the head of creative in WWE, many stars have made their way back to the Stamford-based promotion. This is seemingly due to the difference in booking under the game as compared to former WWE President Vince McMahon. Saraya, who worked under Triple H in NXT, has also commented on Hunter's vision. During a recent chat with WrestleZone, former star Saraya said she wants creative freedom and reflected on how under Triple H's creative direction, many talents have been able to showcase their abilities well. She further praised the game and the opportunities in the new era of the company. "But, I'm not trying to do anything crazy, nothing too wild. But I do want to be able to have the freedom to do what I want. That's so important to me, is to have freedom. So, yeah. I feel like with Hunter, Triple H, now in charge too, he's really great. He is great with his talent. He is understanding, like I said, of things that people want to do outside of wrestling. And I think this new era is probably a lot of fun now." H/T Wrestle Talk. Vince Russo believes Saraya has had conversations with WWE. WCW veteran Vince Russo recently spoke about Saraya, who has been the talk of the town since she departed from All Elite Wrestling. Despite holding the Women's World Championship once, Saraya's career in the promotion did not reach the same levels as her spell in WWE. Speaking on a recent episode of Coach and Bro Live, Vince Russo reflected on Saraya's poor creative direction in All Elite Wrestling. He claimed that Saraya decided to have conversations with the Stamford-based promotion due to her dissatisfaction with All Elite Wrestling. "When you are a creative animal, it doesn't matter how much money you are getting paid. If you're not satisfied creatively, you're gonna want out of there. And I think that's part of what happened. Creatively, Tony Khan didn't do anything with her. You know, she has had conversations with WWE," he said. "We will have to wait and see if Saraya makes her return to World Wrestling Entertainment soon." For the past 3 years, the WWE universe has buzzed with speculation, hope, and curiosity about the whereabouts of former women's champion, Alexa Bliss. Ever since her quiet departure in 2022, fans have clung to every rumor, cryptic tweet, and passing mention of her name. Now, in a revealing and heartfelt interview, Alexa Bliss has finally broken her silence, and her words have only fueled the fire of her long-awaited return. Speaking to Pro Wrestling Weekly, Bliss opened up candidly about her time away from the ring, the persistent rumors of her comeback, and her conversations with WWE's chief content officer, Triple H. "Honestly, it's been a whirlwind of emotions," she admitted, her trademark spark shining through even in reflection. "The time away was necessary for me, both mentally and physically. But the thing that's kept that little flame burning is knowing that the door has always been open, and a lot of that is because of how understanding Triple H has been." Her praise of Triple H, affectionately known by fans and colleagues as The Game, was no passing comment. Alexa described several private conversations she's had with him over the last year, all of which reassured her that her legacy in WWE is not only intact, but welcomed back whenever she feels ready. "Hunter's been nothing short of incredible," she emphasized. "There was never any pressure. He kept reminding me, 'Take your time. We're here when you're ready.' That's rare in this business. He didn't want me to rush anything for the sake of a pop. He cares about the person behind the character." The rumors of Alexa's return have been particularly intense leading up to WrestleMania season, with reports suggesting creative pitches were already on the table. Some insiders even claimed Triple H himself had been personally involved in mapping out potential storylines for her, including a dramatic return to challenge for the Women's World Championship or rekindle unfinished business with some of her fiercest rivals. Bliss remained coy when asked directly about a specific date for her return but couldn't hide the glimmer of excitement in her eyes. "I'll just say this, the itch is definitely there," she teased, grinning. "Every time I see the women tearing it up, main eventing, making history. It makes me proud, but it also makes me hungry. There's a part of me that's like, okay, Alexa, it's almost time." Her words have ignited the WWE fanbase, already buzzing with theories about where she could fit into the current landscape. With stars like Rhea Ripley dominating the scene, Becky Lynch constantly raising the bar, and new talents like Tiffany Stratton rising fast, the timing of Bliss's return could make for seismic shifts in WWE's women's division. But Alexa is quick to point out that her return, if and when it happens, isn't just about gold or glory. For me, it's about coming back with purpose, she explained. The last few years have taught me a lot about balance, about my health, and about the value of storytelling. If I do come back, and I think you all know how much I want to, it's going to be because there's a story worth telling. Something that excites me creatively and connects with the fans. She also praised the evolution of the women's division in her absence, lauding the talents who have kept the torch burning. I watch Rhea and I'm blown away by her presence and power. I see Io Sky flying around the ring and it gives me chills. Bayley, Dakota, Asuka, they've all been crushing it. And what makes me so proud is knowing I can step back into that arena and add another layer to the division. But it has to feel right. Triple H's understanding leadership appears to be a major factor in that feeling. During the same interview, Alexa revealed that it was under his guidance that she rediscovered her passion for the industry. Hunter has this incredible way of making you feel valued, even when you're not in the spotlight, she shared. That's why people love working under him. He sees the human first, and the superstar second. For me, that's been everything. Behind the scenes, WWE insiders continue to hint that creative discussions are ongoing. Some suggest that Bliss could make a shocking appearance at an upcoming premium live event, while others whisper about a possible surprise return on Raw, where she could instantly inject new energy into ongoing storylines. Fans have already begun fantasy booking her return. Could she align with Bray Wyatt's legacy in some way, continuing their unfinished narrative? Might she target an old rival like Bianca Belair, or even mentor a rising star to form an unstoppable duo? The possibilities are endless, and that unpredictability only adds to the anticipation. Social media has exploded since the interview dropped, with the hashtag Bliss is back trending worldwide. Fellow WWE superstars chimed in with excitement and playful teasing, with Bayley tweeting, "About time, Little Miss Bliss. We've been waiting." Alexa responded in kind, quote-tweeting Bayley's post with a winking emoji and the words, "Sooner than you think." It's moments like these that remind fans why Alexa Bliss has remained one of the most captivating personalities in WWE, even during her absence. Her ability to blend realism with character work, vulnerability with strength, and charm with intensity makes her a uniquely magnetic figure in sports entertainment. As for Triple H, his quiet support of returning stars continues to win him admiration behind the curtain. By giving Alexa the space to heal and the freedom to choose her path, he's fostered an environment where superstars feel genuinely cared for, a hallmark of this new era of WWE. The clock is ticking, and all signs point to a blissful return that will shake the WWE universe to its core. Until then, fans will watch, wait, and speculate, knowing that whenever Alexa Bliss does decide to step back into the squared circle, it won't just be a comeback. It will be a moment. And as Alexa herself said, it's going to be worth the wait. Triple H's flawed booking strategy seemingly exposed before WWE WrestleMania 41 by outspoken expert, exclusive. We're inching closer to WrestleMania 41, and Triple H's creative offerings on weekly TV haven't gone down well with Vince Russo. In addition to advancing stories and promo segments, WWE has been presenting quite a few long matches. Raw had a big title match between Bayley and Lyra Valkyria this week, and Vince Russo wasn't too hyped about the showdown either. The former WWE writer, however, delved deeper into Triple H's ideology and noted how it was the wrong approach when dealing with episodic television. While speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw, Russo recalled his final days in the WWE and how he still maintained a format that ensured angles were set up for next week. Vince said fans didn't care about watching matches and seeing pinfalls, as the storytelling was what mattered. Vince Russo mentioned Triple H's preferences and said the game was a traditional booker who relied on lengthy matches. "Guys, I'm just going to say this again, and I swear to God, I'm not saying this to promote anything. When I go back to the last show, March 1, 1999, Chris, there were no finishes. There were no clean 1, 2, 3s. Everything was a story and an angle leading up to the next week. Guess what, Chris? Nobody cared. Those fans here didn't care if there was a 1, 2, 3, but it's a wrestler booking. A traditional wrestler booker and the traditional wrestler wants the long matches and the 1, 2, 3. 44-30 onwards." Vince Russo had seen fans wax lyrical about Bayley's most recent match on Raw, but stressed he had no interest in seeing her or other stars wrestle more as he'd already witnessed it 1,000 times. Every wrestling head booker has their style, and it seems like Triple H's methods aren't entirely focused on pushing narratives forward in WWE. As WWE barrels toward the grand spectacle of WrestleMania 41, a dark cloud of criticism is forming over the creative horizon. For months, Paul "Triple H" Levesque has worn the mantle of WWE's chief content officer with pride, steering the company through a new era that's blended legacy with freshness. But according to one outspoken expert, his booking strategy has not only stumbled but risks unraveling at the biggest show of the year. In an exclusive conversation with WrestleWorld Daily, renowned wrestling analyst and former industry insider Marcus Vance didn't hold back. Triple H's vision is admirable, it really is, Vance began, his tone both serious and concerned. But somewhere along the way, he's become a victim of his own loyalty to long-term storytelling. And I get it, he learned under Vince, but right now, fans want fireworks, not flickering candles. Vance, who worked as a creative consultant during the early 2010s and has since built a reputation for dissecting booking patterns, pointed to several glaring flaws in WWE's road to WrestleMania 41. Overcooked storylines, undercooked stars. At the heart of Vance's critique is the handling of marquee feuds. The build toward Roman Reigns vs. Cody Rhodes 2 has been a centerpiece of the company's programming for over a year. While fans were initially captivated by Cody's chase for redemption, the storyline now teeters on fatigue. They've stretched Cody's finish the story angle so thin, it's about to snap, Vance remarked. Instead of climaxing at WrestleMania 40, which felt like the perfect moment, they let it simmer too long. Now, you have a chunk of the audience asking, is this story ever going to end? And worse, they're starting to not care. Meanwhile, younger stars such as LA Knight, Braun Breaker, and Tiffany Stratton have found themselves caught in creative limbo. Despite their popularity, they remain sidelined from meaningful storylines leading into the grand event. Triple H is banking heavily on proven names, legends, part-timers, and veterans, Vance said. That's safe, but it's short-sighted. WrestleMania is where new stars should be made, not where they're left waiting in the wings. The part-timer predicament. Another of Vance's biggest gripes lies in what he calls the part-timer predicament. With names like John Cena rumored for another cameo, The Rock teasing appearances, and Brock Lesnar's uncertain status still a conversation piece, there's an undeniable reliance on nostalgia. Bringing in legends for WrestleMania moments has its place, sure, Vance conceded. But Triple H has leaned on that crutch too often. It overshadows the full-time talent who've been grinding all year. Worse yet, it tells fans that the only real draws are from the past. This, Vance argues, sends mixed messages to the audience and the locker room. You can't tell talent to grab the brass ring when you keep polishing the old ones, he said flatly. An overbooked main event scene. As if that weren't enough, the main event picture is, in Vance's words, muddier than ever. With multiple storylines intersecting, from the Bloodline saga to Seth Rollins' reign as World Heavyweight Champion, to whispers of a Damian Priest Money in the Bank cash-in, the top of the card feels bloated. There's no clarity, Vance explained. Is it Cody? Is it The Rock? Is it Seth? Is it CM Punk, if he can heal in time? Fans are guessing, and not in a good way. This isn't suspense, it's confusion. Vance believes Triple H's effort to give everyone a slice of the spotlight has resulted in an overcrowded scene that risks diluting the drama rather than enhancing it. The CM Punk wild card. One of the most polarizing elements of WrestleMania 41's build is the return of CM Punk. Initially hailed as a seismic shift in WWE's landscape, Punk's injury derailed plans, but his looming presence continues to influence booking decisions. Triple H saw Punk as a game-changer, Vance observed. And he's not wrong. But banking too much on Punk and scrambling when he got hurt exposed a lack of depth in their contingency planning. Right now, they're booking around a guy who isn't even cleared yet. Vance pointed to the uncertainty surrounding Punk's medical clearance and how it has caused ripple effects across the card. They're hedging their bets on a miracle, Vance said. But WrestleMania doesn't wait for miracles. A silver lining? Despite his scathing assessment, Vance admitted there is still time to right the ship. WrestleMania is wrestling's biggest reset button, he acknowledged. If Triple H can tighten the narratives and give definitive direction, this could still be a historic show for all the right reasons. He specifically mentioned giving LA Knight a breakout moment, elevating Rhea Ripley's dominance with a true marquee challenger, and finally resolving the Bloodline saga with finality. Less is more right now, Vance concluded. Clean finishes, clear stakes, and giving the future stars their due. Triple H has the tools, he just needs to trust them. The verdict. Triple H's reign as the creative force behind WWE has seen undeniable successes. Premium live events have largely delivered, and fan enthusiasm has surged since his takeover. Yet, as WrestleMania 41 looms, the cracks in his philosophy are beginning to show. According to Marcus Vance, it's a cautionary tale of overambition and over-reliance on nostalgia, coupled with an unwillingness to fully pull the trigger on tomorrow's stars. If Triple H can adjust course in these final weeks, there remains hope for a WrestleMania that satisfies both the diehards and casual viewers alike. But if he doesn't, Vance fears the outcome. WrestleMania is either going to cement Triple H's legacy as the man who saved WWE, he warned, or it's going to be the moment when the pedestal he's been placed upon starts to crack.